Okay, everybody, so excited to have you here. Welcome to the Starch Lady. I'm Dr. Rowe. It's March 2nd. Where did January and February go? Poof. So I think my life's been a little oblivious since December when we moved into this house. If I wasn't sick in bed when we got COVID the day we moved in, or unpacking, or fixing or doing something. Yeah, it's been a little nutsos, but we're excited. We're finally getting in a groove. Hubby Pants is off with our son to pick up a machine to do a sleep study for him tonight. And so that's good. He's Caroline's phone is muted. I don't know why it's showing there. I got to get this up here. There we go. Anyway, so he's going to get the sleep study. I didn't just bleep somebody off. No, there's three of you. Okay.
Why would he need a sleep study? Don't y'all both already sleep with those machines on?
Yes, but he hasn't had an updated test or machine in over 10 years, and his machine's not working properly. And he fell through a crack. The company that was servicing him went out of business, didn't tell us. And so the new doctor said, well, we need to get an updated sleep study on you, make sure you're at the right thing. The machines, are you ready for this? The machines that we've had have both been recalled. So yeah, that's scary. So they're having to get us new machines. So, okay. So let's go through really quick and tell me what you've been doing this week, what some challenges are, and then we're going to get started. We're going to make my lunch. So, all right, let's start with who's unmuted. Sharon, you were on first. Tell us about what's going on with you, and let's see how we can help each other.
Well, I am under extreme stress.
Still the same.
I'll say it. I'm under a death threat, and I've had a bullet hole through my window.
Oh no!
I sleep with a loaded gun with the safety off.
Oh my!
And so I'm under a lot of stress.
Is that the same guy that was having trouble with last year?
Number 3. No, this is number 1.
This is the number 1 guy. All right. Well, we will talk about.
I've got 3 lawsuits going.
Oh my goodness! You need to just come home, girl. Come back to Texas where we love you.
So I'm staying pretty much on, but I am, I've gone out a couple times this week and I'm not eating absolutely properly.
Well, it's hard to do when we go out. I know that one for sure.
Yeah. But actually, I didn't buy a ton of junk food. I'm basically staying on track, a little bit off.
Okay.
So I was just wanting some suggestions, but probably right now I'm just having a hard time.
Yeah, let's get you some of those drops. Let's get you a lifeline. Start calling me on a regular so I can, be there for you. Because if you're by yourself, you need to at least check in with somebody every day, and you can check in with me. Okay, sweetie.
Okay.
So can't wait to come see you in a few months. Been working on our itinerary to get our coast to coast going for the summer, and Leroy is playing with that, getting everybody on schedule. We'll get those dates to you and Diane here pretty quick.
Okay.
So, exciting. So, all right, Carolyn, you were next. What's your week been like?
Well, I've been, keeping busy with work still, and yesterday was actually a really busy one. Just that I was so busy I didn't have time for an actual sit down lunch break or anything. I worked 6 hours without really sitting down at all.
Wow. Burning them calories, girl.
Definitely.
For sure. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And your food that you posted earlier in the week. Now you do the potato carrot cheese recipe mostly, don't you?
Yeah.
So for those that are haven't made it yet, can you walk us through that real quick?
Okay. The one now, I don't know if I'm following the recipe exactly the same, but I think it's Plentiful Kiki's cheese sauce recipe. It's
Without
about
the cashews one.
Yeah.
Yeah. okay.
About 3 cups of potatoes and about half a cup, where I did a little bit more, of carrot, diced up. And then you boil that until they're tender. You drain it, but you reserve the starchy water.
Okay.
And you stick it in a blender, and I think it's about a teaspoon each of onion powder, garlic powder, about 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, salt. I think there's lemon juice in there, but I use pickle juice because I kind of like that flavor.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I think I added a tiny bit of tomato paste for a bit more of that orangey color, because mine doesn't come out that bright.
Mhm.
And then blend it all, add a bit more of that water back in, so it's
Okay.
makes it smooth. And yeah,
Love it. I use the
Yeah.
roasted red bell peppers, and it seems to make a really nice color for it too. So one of my clients was trying it this week, and it was so bright. She thought it was like a sign, or like one of those warning street signs or something, you know? And let me go over here. I got a sin. In fact, I just remembered I was supposed to remind her. See if they can come on. Hold on just a second. Wait for that pose. Where is she at? There we go. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right. Diane, how's your week been going?
Crappy.
Happy? Oh,
Crappy.
oh, crappy. I like happy better.
I do too, but I haven't been happy. I've been too many
Aw.
days of AFib that have just knocked I just can't do anything. I'm just very pissed about the whole thing.
Oh. And do they have you put like salt or anything under your tongue to help that out, or?
They don't know what to do. The meds don't work. None of the meds work. It's like,
Wow.
it's frustrating.
You've been dealing with
Frustrating.
that a long time. I'm so sorry.
Mm.
So-
It's been one of those weeks.
Yeah. Maybe cut back on your water instead of doing the big glasses. Do I have you doing 8 ounces or 16?
I think it's just 8.
Yeah, so I think we talked about that. We needed you to do 8 because of the heart issue. And
I haven't noticed any correlation. I can't find any correlation to anything, honestly.
okay.
I tried.
Well, we're gonna do a little mishmash. I thought, well, let's just do lunch today. Let's just do the whole thing that I'm hungry and craving today. So we're gonna do a couple of things. We're gonna start with a sweet treat. So if you want to take notes, of course, I'll post this in the comments and stuff later. But I wanted to give you something that you could go to that is not going to be a compromise to what we're working towards. So we're going to use all ingredients that you could throw in a salad, let alone into making it a dessert. And then we're going to do some Fakon, and we're going to make Fakon out of rice paper. This kind of rice paper here. Okay. And we're going to do a little bit out of, I saved a couple sheets. Find it here. They also have the soy wraps, these little individual soy wraps. I have 2 of these left that we'll play with, but I'm going to throw all of it in the air fryer so we can throw it on my salad or to the side of the salad. But let's start with the sweet treat first. And so I'm going to try to adjust this camera. It took me, I'm glad I actually joined in early today with Sharon and I, back when I goofed my message up, because I have one login for Zoom on my phone. I have another on my computer. And in order to be the host, I have to have this one. So I don't know why I'm blurry. Am I blurry to you or just me? Okay. All right. So we're going to tilt this down here to my countertop. Tell me if you can see more than just my bazooms here. Can you see the yellow paper? Is that good for you? Okay.
Yeah, I can see the yellow paper.
All right. So what we're going to make is we're going to take some fresh sweet potatoes. I'm going to show you the difference between using the fresh sweet potatoes and some already cooked few days ago in the bag. These are my little snacklets, you know, that I just love. I just love to just take these and pop them in a Ziploc bag and take them in my purse and eat them. They're great cold. They're great with a little cinnamon. They're just good all the way around. And I want to make something a little cute, a little fancy. And we're going to go very simply, chopsticks. Okay. And this is a little trick that I learned off the internet. When you want to cut something and not go all the way through it, you can place it between the chopsticks. And so when you go to cut it, it won't go all the way through. So let's see if we can try this and make it look half decent. So I'm going to stop at the chopsticks. Now this is the cooked one. Then it all stays together. See, it's still connected at the bottom, so you can fan it out a little bit, right? So we're gonna get that ready, and we could go a little bit more. We could actually go this direction as well. Again, just spread the chopsticks out a little bit, and then you could cut down, still not going through, and get it to be kind of like a blooming onion. See how it's all just pretty and fanned out like that? And then what we're going to do is put some cinnamon and a little bit of date syrup or balsamic vinegar or unsweetened syrup, maple syrup, and we're going to throw it in the air fryer. So I'm going to do this one real quick. Wish I had one of those speed up videos so I didn't bore you to tears here. But we're going to see what the difference is. Now, what is going to be the biggest difference of doing these cooked potatoes versus the uncooked potatoes? Y'all remember what my thing is about cooking the potatoes beforehand? Do you remember?
Resistant starch.
Resistant starch. So on the resistant starch, you have an opportunity to, I don't know if this one's going to work. It's pretty tall. You have an opportunity to enjoy the starch of the food, but it gets to be a low scale for the glycemic index. It's going to be very easy for your body to assimilate without spiking your sugars. But this is kind of a tricky thing here. I think Samantha has a neato nifty tool that she got. Now, of course, this is going to be firmer, but this is not going to be a resistant starch, is it? It's going to be a little bit more on the go, but when you're in a hurry, it's still okay to eat them like this. It's just going to be a little bit higher on your sugar, but there's no fat, there's no animal product, nothing. So you're going to be able to enjoy it and not suffer any adverse consequences from it. Okay, so again, we'll do the sweet part. I went too far. You saw that. All right, so I'm going to sprinkle. First of all, I'm going to grab the cinnamon. Forgot to grab that. Grabbed everything but the cinnamon. Get a nice shot of my pants there. All right, we're going to sprinkle some cinnamon. Kind of open those up a little bit and sprinkle it down and around. Same thing in here, in the drier ones. Now it's not going to stick as good, so this one might be better if I did it afterwards. I'm going to put, I like using the reduced organic balsamic vinegar. I prefer that. But, you know, they have the date syrup that's also organic. You can also just take fresh dates, pit them, soak them, and blend them. And we still have some of this. This bottle's been in our house for probably going on 2 years now. We haven't used a lot of it since we've been on this program. But if you want a little drizzle of maple, you surely could. So I'm going to just drizzle a little bit of the balsamic into those little crevices. And then I think that one just, in our house growing up, we called it killing the cow when you took the last of whatever was in a bottle. So we just killed the cow there. And then we're going to just put it on the air fryer. And what I like about the air fryer, now I have an oven air fryer, but I have the small one up on the counter too. But what I like about the air fryer is you don't have to like preheat it. You can just start sticking stuff in there and it jumps right to 425 degrees and is very functional. Something else I wanted to try. Have you guys heard me talking about papaya before? What a good bowel mover it is. So I keep these frozen. These are actually fresh. I just cut up a papaya, took the seeds out, and then I make these little baggies and I keep them, and I like to eat them as a late night snack. I just started this week. Okay, I just started 2 days ago. That is this week. Wanting to not eat anything but tea or water or fruit after 7 o'clock, because I think that was a big, huge part of my problem, was not having a cutoff point. And so I'm just going to take this and I'm going to do a little bit more of that cinnamon, and I'm going to throw that on the air fryer too, because I want to see what happens to fruit when I air fry it. So we're going to try that. Throw that on. And then last but not least, do y'all know what? Let me rinse this off. Maybe that won't let me rinse it all the way off. Dishwasher time, but who knows what this is? Anybody know? It's not a banana.
Plantain.
Yep, it's a plantain, which is a starchy food. Did you know that? In the islands, and like my office partner, Dr. Eugenius from Ghana in Africa, and they use this like we use potatoes. So I'm going to just take off the end here. And now this is going to be more than I can eat for lunch today, but I had it and I thought, well, let's just kind of do a little thingy. I'm just going to kind of split the skin a little bit here. Don't know if it'll peel off and behave. Oh, it's going to behave. That's awesome. Did I speak too soon? And I just want to open it up a little bit because I'm going to use the peel as kind of a tray. Now, the plantain is a very hard banana. So I'm just going to get that over to the other side. I'm going to slid it down this side and pull that off. So now we're going to use this kind of like a banana boat and let it hold itself, because it could get a little bit gooey. Like, I'm worried about the papaya, so I'm going to have a tray underneath the papaya as well. But we're going to do the same thing. We're going to just kind of cut it down the middle. Let me use a knife I can handle. It's smaller. Okay. And we're going to use the rind as a stopper point, but we're going to just kind of score that as well. Maybe we'll go a little bit smaller. And this is actually good cold too. It kind of, to me, it tastes like a banana. First time I ever had one was at a restaurant where they did a fried, they called it fried bananas, but it was actually fried plantains. So it's going to kind of coil back here a little bit. And again, we use a lot of cinnamon. Can anybody tell me why I would use a lot of cinnamon in my house with a husband that likes to not eat right all the time? Anybody know? What does cinnamon do for your blood sugar? It lowers it. So I'm going to put just a little drizzle of the date syrup in this one. Oh, that one's not open. So I'm going to be really lazy and go for the syrup instead, because it's already open. Get a couple little driplets in there. And get it down in the little holes. Get it all over my counter, that's for sure. Maybe we can just roll it in there. If at first you don't succeed, everybody chime in. Destroy all evidence that you tried, okay? That's my motto, and I'm sticking to it. All right, now throw that up on there. Let me rinse my hands. All right. Now, what we're gonna do is toss it in the air fryer, and I've already got a little pan in there to kind of catch the driblets. My banana wants to keep flipping here, so I gotta make it stop that. I think I'm gonna turn it around because I'm gonna have it face, the little fans I'm gonna have facing the banana. So then we're gonna just hit air fryer and start. Let it do its thing for a minute. And then I'm going to make our Fakon bacon. All right. Now, this is not my original recipe. This actually, I think I posted it. If not, I'll go look for it again. But taking the soy wraps, they cut very easily, just super, super easy to cut with a pair of scissors. Same thing with the soy wraps. And then what I do is I cut them in little pieces about this big. Okay, they're about bacon width. All right. And then that one over there. So we got some bacon. And then on the soy one here, these also cut super, super, super easy. I was looking for the scissors earlier and I can't find them. So I'm going to try and be creative with my sharp knife here. Just do a couple of those because I want to use that for something else too. But yeah, that cut really easy. Look how easy that cut. We're going to go super fat on these ones. Okay, so these have a different texture, as you can see, compared to the rice paper, which is a lot more sturdy. Okay, now what we do with it is nice, and I love the recipe enough that I have actually made it where I will save some and use it for like a dressing or a marinade later on. So in the bowl, we're going to start with a little bit of soy sauce, and I'm using the garlic coconut aminos. All right. And if you want to get really cool for your benefit, I know, don't be fainting, don't shock now. I'm actually going to use something and measure. How's that sound? So we're going to measure. Well, I thought I was going to measure. Maybe that hasn't made it out of storage yet either. Guess not. Guess I don't have to behave. We'll just pretend and use one of these tablespoons, okay? So to give everything an equal portion, we're going to do a tablespoon of the aminos. And we're going to do a little bit of garlic powder and onion powder. Now, I'm not going to put a tablespoon. I'm just going to put a little bit. So it's not going to make a lot right now at this moment. Garlic powder, onion powder, and then a little bit of salt. And I'm still using always the Redmond real salt. It comes from an underground cave in Utah, downwind from the Great Salt Lake, which is an ocean in the middle of the United States. And because of that, it's an underground pristine cave that as it grows, the crystallized salt grows, they just scrape it off, put it in the bags, put it in the containers. It doesn't even see sunlight until it's getting on the truck. And it has studies, I actually have the studies in my office that show that it also contains 55 to 60 additional trace minerals. So since I've been using the Redmond salt, I have not had to really use vitamins because it's got the minerals in it that trigger your body to make the minerals that your body needs. So I really, really like it a lot. And I'm just going to use a little bit of that, throw that in there. All right. Then we're going to put just a little bit of the maple syrup. Grab that out there. Do a tablespoon of that. And then we're going to add a tablespoon of barbecue sauce. And right now I've got Mark's Good Stuff Sweet and Spicy. That's the one I had. And it's gluten-free. Did you know it is really hard to find a barbecue sauce that doesn't have wheat in it? That's how they're getting it thick. So who knew? A little bit of barbecue sauce. Okay, and then we're going to do just a titch, literally just a couple of drops of liquid smoke. This is liquid smoke. It lasts forever. It makes it taste like you did something on the barbecue, but we just put just a teeny, like that might have been 3 drops. Okay, and then a little bit of regular ketchup. I use the Heinz organic. And why would I want to use organic ketchup? Anybody know? Remember, if the skin is thin, you want to not have it covered with pesticides. The thinner the skin, the more pesticides they use in growing. And that just becomes a problem. And that becoming a problem translates to us. And a lot of people, I've had people tell me, I can't tell you how many people have told me that they, don't buy organic, but they peel their cucumbers and so on and so forth. And I said, well, they spray super, super, super heavily the plants that have the thinner skin because the bugs can get in there and eat them the easiest. And so they super saturate them, and then the rain comes or the sprinklers, it gets down into the soil and then the plant drinks it. So you can't peel away pesticides and herbicides out of a cucumber, no matter how hard you try. But as we stir this all together here, then there's one more thing we're going to add, and it's going to be some nutritional yeast. Now, I've used Bragg's in the past, and I love the container, but I don't buy Bragg's. Sorry, Bragg's, great company on all kinds of things, but to me, their Bragg's nutritional yeast is a little bit bitter tasting. So I've been using it to put my Nucci in, my Nucci-licious. See, it's a lot finer. If you've ever used Bragg's before, it's got larger flakes. They're like a bright yellow, which to me doesn't seem natural, but Bragg's is a good company. So, but I've got the Nucci-licious in there right now. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do about a tablespoon of that.
Okay, I don't want to get you off your recipe, but
that's the last ingredient. So go ahead, talk away.
So you made me think when you said that about the rain coming.
Yeah.
And okay, so think back to when we're in, 4th grade or whatever, and we learn all about the way things go. And so the clouds rain down to the ground, and then the rain goes down in the ground, and then it comes back up in the air, and it goes back and into another cloud, and the clouds move, and then it rains on. So you know what I'm thinking?
We're still drinking dinosaur piss.
We are still drinking the rain that rains on the farmers that are doing organic.
Mm-hmm. But I'm going to vote that the concentration after it's gone through that process through the ground, through the cloud and back down again is going to be minor compared to the saturation spray that's going to go right in at the roots and up into the food. Just my line of thinking.
Yeah.
This is a what do you call this? I call it rubber, but it's a little bit cooler name than that. But it's
Silicone, isn't it?
Silicone, that's it.
Silicone?
Thank you. That's a silicone brush, and we're going to use that to not oversaturate. The first time I did it, I didn't have one of these brushes. I went and bought this just for y'all gals. So I'm going to take the rice paper, put it on the plate, and then we're just going to paint it like we're an artist or something. And just give it enough. And we're going to flip it and do the other side. And all those little flavors that we just combined are going to work together. I'm going to put this on a piece of parchment paper. We're going to put it on in the other air fryer. So we're going to put this like here. just because I don't want to put too much space in. Okay, so then after we get it seasoned like this, we just lay it down. Let me take the next one. I think I keep breaking these. That's kind of cool. Okay, we're just going to keep marinating in there like this. And this is a super, super fast way to get a quote unquote bacon, Fakon type flavor, because you got to watch these. Those little suckers will crisp up and turn black on you if you're not watching them. And so, pull this up here. That one kind of got stuck and became friendly. So the rice paper is literally just made out of rice and water. So they would still consider this a processed food because it's not, you know, the whole grain rice, but it is about as close as you're going to get. They ground up the rice and made some water and flattened it out. And here we go. We've got this stuff going on. Let me show you a couple of these other ones.
Wouldn't it be better for you if you didn't do that on the soy, which is a lot of fat, and just, I don't know, brush onto your potato or, you know, something else?
Ooh. Well, you're talking about these little soy wraps right here?
Yeah.
The little, yeah, these
Soy
are
wrap.
soy and water, but yeah, you could actually just brush this. That's why I said I usually make enough of this extra that I do keep it in a little, you know, in those little Rubbermaid snap lid containers. And I use it to just put on a potato or something like that. I really like having this brush. It's doing a really good job of not oversaturating, because you really don't need a lot. Even if you're doing something else, even for the potato, you wouldn't need, you know, a glob or anything like that. You'd be able to pretty much use just maybe a teaspoon, which minimizes everything. All right, we're going to pop this in the other air fryer. Go past 20 and come back. I'm going to put it on 10 so I don't kill it. Pull away from the wall a little bit because they do get a little warm. And then, let's see, what else did I want to do? Oh, I know what I was going to do. Let me get the salad going, because this is all going to go on a bed of lettuce. And I buy the organic lettuce. I'm going to be growing my own here pretty soon. We are so excited about being out here, and got some stuff we're going to be growing in the sunroom, but we're also going to be growing stuff in a greenhouse, and we're just really excited. You know me, I got to do the cactus. We're going to do some cactus on here. Some over on the side. Got to do the cactus. And then I've got, I usually buy the roasted red bell peppers that are already cut up, but these came whole. And you can see it's literally the red bell pepper that they've cut and put in this marinade here. Now this one is water, salt. There's no oil in this one. You have to be careful because a lot of them like to do stuff like that, like artichokes and stuff. You have to watch carefully because they like to put those in oil a lot. But this one's in water, and it's kind of like a pickled flavor. Cut it up. And scoop it in for some color next to my greens. Ta-da, that look pretty. All right. And put this away here. watching the bacon, checking the treats in the oven. So when I do my baked potatoes, I posted this about it the other day. The baked potatoes I do in the air fryer. I just wash them really good, and then I throw them in the air fryer for an hour and 20 minutes, and they come out all crispy on the outside and fluffy on the inside. We still make enough to throw over. I like to do my crock pot ones when I'm putting them in the fridge, but we had a potato bar with friends over last weekend, and so we just did them straight out of the oven. But then I was able to teach them the difference between having it fluffy wuffy that way versus, you know, not eating it when it's a resistant starch after it's been in the refrigerator for a little bit. So while that's doing that, I'm going to switch and screen share over here, and we're going to look at some of the food recipes and stuff that were added this week in case you missed it. Great source to go to is our Facebook group. And over here on the Starch Lady, this was Carolyn. She bought herself a pretty bowl. You want to tell us what's in there, Carolyn?
Okay, I believe I had romaine and some spinach. I had some brown rice, mixture of beans. I think it was kidney and black beans. Shredded carrot, kind of a homemade salsa I made from some tomatoes that got a little squished from the grocery store. I don't know if there was other vegetables. I don't think there was much more. And then I happened to spot at Walmart this kind of guac mixed with salsa verde. So
Okay.
I wanted to try it because it didn't have oil in it. So I thought, what the heck? Yeah. So it was kind of my rice bowl there.
That's awesome. And then you've got another one here. That's your cheese sauce we were talking about earlier with the potatoes and carrots.
Yeah.
Now, do you use any cornstarch in there at all, or is it just the starch from the potato?
No, just starch from the potato.
See, so that's even better than some of those other recipes that we're having to add the processed tapioca starch or cornstarch to. This is straight up from the food itself, blended and used often. Okay. This was the one I was when I was at Vegeria. This is their tortilla soup. Everything here is vegan. So this was barbecue cauliflower tacos. This was mushrooms, and this one was avocado. Now, the problem with any of this, and here's the roasted cauliflower here, kale salad, beets, that's groovy. But the problem with eating out like this, as you can see the shine here, there's some oil in this soup. And you've also know that they're going to bread this in the cornmeal, and then they're going to fry it. So other than the oil, if you could do the same thing, batter at home and air fry it, you would have the same texture, the same flavor without the oil. So this is a take-home idea for making the same thing and not, you know, wasting the fact that you're not going to get the extra oil. You can do all of this in the air fryer. Okay. This is Gina. It looks like rice with a steamed veggie bowl. Looks lovely. That looks like that. There's that medley that you can buy in the frozen bag that's got that exact thing with the roasted red pepper, bell peppers, long green beans, carrots, and broccoli. I think they call it, starts with an M. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? This one here looks like she's eating a little bit of avocado because she's pregnant. She made the grand announcement. She's just getting in out of her first trimester, wishing her well with that. But she's got all kinds of vegetables and beans and avocado there. She did a lentil soup. Looks like lentil and barley. Let me see if it says. No, it doesn't say. Yeah, lentil and barley soup, kale, lentil, and barley. This one here, she's got russet potato with vegan cheesy sauce, broccoli, and tomato. This one is sweet potato with frozen veggie mix. I heard the stove go ding. Hold on a second. Whoop. Yeah, I turned my back for 2 seconds. I tell you what, you're not gonna believe it. It's black. 10 minutes, too long. Let's see here. Sweet potato, broccoli, and tomatoes. It's like corn tortillas with homemade spicy red kidney beans, plant-based queso, cabbage slaw, hot sauce. I mean, that just looks yummy. Absolutely. Broccoli, cheese and rice with the cheese sauce. And this one here is looks like a potato soup. Two of my kids came up with featuring peas, carrot, broccoli, potatoes, and red lentils. Yummeth. And she's got them all combined here into one post. We started it that day. This was that baked potato, and I saved the cover, the skin, and because I'd eaten it at lunchtime. So then at dinner time, the leftover little pieces of potato were resistant starch. They'd been in the fridge long enough to become a little bit more rubbery. And we heated them up again, and we just put them in a skillet with a little bit of vegetable broth, and it steamed it up nice and toasty and perfect. So, oh, that looks good. What's this one? Oh, Nancy posted this one. Good job, Nancy. This is cumin rice with roasted bell peppers, scallions, lemon juice, parsley. She hates cilantro. Seasoned black beans served with banana peppers and a couple of olives. So all kinds of ideas. This was cute. When you realize summer is coming and your winter body has gotten out of control. All right, but don't forget at the top of your screen on the group, you can click this little search button, put in anything you want, and I am pretty sure it's going to pop up because we have such a good variety of photos of food that you can search pretty much any ingredient and figure out how to use it. Okay, so let me go back here to the screen sharing, stop screen sharing. Okay, now here's my embarrassment moment. I turned my back and just doing those couple of little things, I got crispy critters. Crispy critters. That is, it's sizzling though. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? It's sizzling. So I can do it again real quick. This is doing good in the oven there. It's about ready to come out in there as well. You get the idea though. Do not turn your back when you're watching that bacon. That bacon, you got to stand in front of the door and watch it. And as soon as it starts to just get a little bit golden, pull it out, because I should have been able to pull this off, and it's going to come off. It's going to fall apart. Just pull it off and just break it up in little pieces and throw it all over my salad. I'm still going to do it. Watch me.
It's the diet gods telling you didn't need to eat that fattening stuff.
Well, this was the rice one. Okay, Sam. Rice,
Yeah, same thing. Still not good for you.
rice and water, rice and water. All right, but I do want to add one more thing because I'm kind of a freak about it. Where's it at? I can't find it. I find one in here. Help with a little bit of digestion issue. I'm going to put a little sauerkraut on here. So add up the color there. These little packets they sell in the deli section of pretty much every restaurant, not restaurant, grocery store for people like me who just got to have it on a sandwich or something. And with all of this added here, I really don't even need dressing because there's going to be enough flavor from all the sauerkraut and the peppers and stuff. But if I did, I feel like the Dos Equis commercial. I don't even drink. I feel like the Dos Equis commercial. But if I did, I'm going to use a little bit of the horseradish mustard. So Caroline and Samantha have got the mustard on salad. Just good old French's down to a science. That is going to be lunch. Now, teaching it takes a lot longer than throwing that all together, but you get the idea, right? So, does anybody have any questions for me? Sam, you're unmuted.
You made me hungry.
Here, have some. All right.
I have all
Um,
the ingredients for the bacon, so I might try that today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just what are you gonna do with the air fryer?
I'm not gonna walk away and do other things.
Yes, you're gonna stare at it. I put it on toast, which is like 10 minutes. On the 10 mark, it needed to come back even just less than that. Oh, wait, before I forget, let me pull out the other stuff that I had in the oven. That's garbage completely. And let's see how our air fried goodies came out. Here, oh, look at those. Now, see, I'm not a complete failure. Look at that. So let's see what the mango tastes like. That's going to be interesting. Let me turn this off. And for a little tongy thing, I'll grab the tongs here for a second, because what I'll do is I'll take one of these little sweetie pies here and plunk it on the salad for the starch. This one can go a little bit longer. The ones that are raw, that's gonna go on a little bit longer. And I'm only gonna eat a portion of this banana. And the skin actually did hold it like a boat. And I'm gonna eat that one. And then I'm gonna try some of these air fried mangoes or papayas. I didn't like papaya back when I first started eating it. To me, it tasted weird, but I have really come to appreciate it, and I really appreciate what it does for digestion without adding any kind of enzymes or anything that way. It's just the fruit. So let's see how that tastes. I'll get you really hungry now. It's gonna be hot, so I'm gonna blow it. Mmm. That's good. That's really good. So, bon appetit. Looking pretty. All right. What's another thing you do to feel pretty? I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty. And I heard this a long time ago. Like Caroline, she just got a pretty plate. Get a pretty plate. Get a pretty glass. I don't drink. This came with the house. Very expensive glass. But it came with the house, so I'm going to use it. It was in the dishwasher with some other things, some shot glasses that we used for NyQuil when we were sick. And I'm just going to put a little bit of my green juice in there. Okay. This is that organic cold pressed juice. Now, Dr. McDougall says don't drink your calories, but I don't like to drink water with my meal. I want to have just enough juice in case I choke. And it adds nutrition to the meal. There's no added sugars, 0 added sugars, and it's only got the natural sugars. It has inside of it 2 cucumbers, 13 spinach leaves, 3/5 of a lime, 3/5 of dill, 3/5 parsley, 1 1/5 green apple, and 16 kale leaves. That's pretty tasty. No added anything. Okay, any more questions for me before I go smudge my face and then call Sharon back? Everybody good? Okay.
Yeah.
Enjoy your lunch.
All right, thank you. I will call you in just a few minutes. All right,
Okay,
guys. See
bye-bye.
you next week.
Bye, thanks.
Bye-bye. Do you have any suggestions for next week's topic or cookie thing? Put it in the group and we'll vote on what we talk about. Okay. All
Okay,
right,
thanks.
bye.
Bye-bye.
So, hey.
Yeah.
I just added all my food. And the last one that I just put right now, which was we went out to eat. It's not meat. It's what's that stuff? Anyway, it's
Like
at
the Beyond Burger?
yeah, it's from Chili's. I think we're at Chili's.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was Chili's. And so it's the fajitas that are vegetarian or yeah.
It's the black bean fajitas at Chili's. Love that. That is my favorite place to go out to dinner because they do a darn good job there. And that burger is made out of beans and grains. It's not got the bad, it doesn't even have that Beyond stuff in it that has all the fat. It is done on a grill though. So you get a little bit of grease there, but not much.
It has lots of grease, but not a biggie. I'm not worried about all that. But anyway,
Okay,
I just don't, for whatever reason, I just never post my food as I'm eating it. I'm too busy doing other things, so.
yeah, so take the picture of the food like you do and then just post them like Gina did and just post them all on one time.
Yeah, I just did, but so, yeah, but anyway,
Excellent.
have a good day.
All right, sweetie, talk to you soon.
And John's